Yes, once again, it's your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Devereaux Davis, doing another video. And we're recapping the 2021 season for the New York Mets. I know it's 6 more days to go in the season, but hey, why not? It's pretty much over. We're totally eliminated from the playoff picture, and we've pretty much been eliminated since the trading deadline, since my last real Mets video that I did. And I'm not saying that I abandoned the team, but I just it's just what a season this was right here, and we're going to recap the whole season from start to finish. Let's start with the off season. The off season, great way to begin. We got a new owner of the team, but the Wilpons are gone, and we got Steve Cohen's in, and the sale was good, and it just brought so much hope and to the team. And not saying that we failed. I'm not saying that he failed as an owner. Just saying we didn't have the season that we looked like we was having for 103 days. But that's a whole nother story. But we started off real good. We got the owner that we wanted, a billionaire, the richest owner in all of baseball, and with that, we went ahead and made a mega trade, probably the trade of the offseason. We got Francisco Lindor from Cleveland, and we got him for pretty much Andre Jimenez and Ahmed Rosario, and a prospect, and an outfield prospect that he's probably gonna be a major league player at some point. And we got him on a team, and everything sounds good from there. Then we went ahead and romanced and wine and dine Trevor Bauer, who's no longer in the league and probably will never pitch another Major League Baseball game. He's definitely not going to pitch again for the Dodgers, but he's definitely not going to pitch in the Major Leagues. And we dodged a bullet with that. And go ahead and check my video on why we dodged a bullet with Trevor Bauer. Then moving on from that, we started, spring training, and our general manager decided to no longer be our general manager no more because he got fired and let go from a job. Our brand new general manager, Jared Porter, who hired Luis Rojas to be the manager of the team, but we'll get to that pretty soon. But Jared Porter got released as our manager because he sent some text to a reporter, and that seems like a New York Mets move there if I ever seen one in my life. But we got Sandy Alderson, and we got Zach Scott, so don't worry, we'll be good. Don't worry for us. We have Zach Scott as our assistant general manager, but we'll get to that too also. So the season starts and looks real good. Everything's going gravy, but we have a lot of injuries. We have players being injured, but we're still in first place, and we win this division that we've been, nobody's trying to claim, and we're so far taking this lead, and we had the lead for 103 freaking days, right? And Luis Rojas looked like the greatest manager on earth because he's making it happen with a bunch of AAA players and the Perazzas, the Villars, the Pilars in the outfield. He's making it happen without the Confortos and the Nemos and all these people that's injured, and DeGroms. And I'm going to get to DeGrom also too. So Jacob DeGrom, started the season on a tear, a world record tear. We never seen a pitcher pitch like this in our lives. It's like the guy's unhittable. Don't even try to touch this guy. And he's having a phenomenal season, probably the greatest season a pitcher ever had since Bob Gibson. A 1.08 ERA, and it was, for the most part, it was below sub-1 for most of the season, right? Let's not have that no more. Let him be gone after the All-Star game, and then after the All-Star game, come back and make one appearance or two, and that's it. And today we announced that he's done for the season, which he's been done for the season since July. So, there's that. So we can't have good things. We can't have the greatest pitching season, which we were witnessing, and we can't have that finalized and him win his third Cy Young and have the greatest pitcher of our generation solidify his status as the greatest pitcher of our generation. We just can't have that as Mets fans. So, moving on, we're still in first place, and we should easily take this division. We hardly had anybody participate for us in the All-Star game. We had DeGrom voted in, and then, of course, obviously he didn't want to pitch, so he couldn't pitch because he was actually hurt. So to sub for him, we have Taiwan Walker, and I'm gonna get to that too because Taiwan Walker was magnificent the first half of the season. Then Taiwan Walker realized he's a New York Mets and he's Taiwan Walker, and he sucked the second half of the season. But that's so Mets-like. It's unbelievable. Everything here is all Mets-like, man. It's really, really hard being a Mets fan, and I was born into this. But anyway, moving on. Before we even go there, we have the All-Star game. We're still in first place. We're still a first-place team, and we should win this division easily because nobody's trying. Atlanta sucks. Philly sucks. Marlins definitely sucks, and Washington sold the whole team. So we should definitely, by far, win this division. Shouldn't be a problem. We're coasting. We're leading by 4 games or whatever. We're leading by 7 games. We're leading by this. We're leading by that. We should win it. We just have to prove upon this team. We have to have DeGrom come back, stay healthy. We have to make a trade or two and stay healthy and get these players back that we didn't have for the first half of the season. Get them back. And that happened. We got them back, but we had a Mets-like season. So before we even go there, let's go to the draft. Okay, let's go to the draft. With the 10th pick in the New York in the Major League Baseball draft, the New York Mets select, and surprisingly, Kumar Rocker was available at number 6, right? Number 10. Sorry. We select Kumar Rocker, which surprised the shit out of me because I didn't think we was going to take him because can't be a podcast video while a yawn from me, and obviously I'm tired and I'm doing this from a hotel room because I just came off of work and my job changed. I'm no longer in the hotel industry, but I'm still living and working in and out of hotels because I travel a lot. So there's that. But anyway, still working out. Went downstairs, worked out in the gym, and came back up, and now I'm doing this video for you. But anyway, back to Kumar Rocker, 10th pick overall. Didn't think we was gonna pick him because it was just made too much sense, and we end up picking him. So boom, what the hell? This must be a blessing in disguise or whatever. The ace falls into our lap to help replenish the farm system, and we're doing good, right? So let's go into the Kumar Rocker situation, which I already made a video for. So if you want to go back and take a look at previous video, by all means go ahead and do so. But we select Kumar Rocker and decide, you know what, we didn't do our due diligence. We didn't make sure that he wasn't injured and he wasn't hurt. So now we have Scott Boris's client, and let's not sign Scott Boris clients, which we normally don't do, and we can't afford Scott Boris's clients because they're just too much. So we were off by $1 million to $2 million, and we decided not to sign Kumar Rocker. And we look like a bunch of idiots, and he's probably going to sign with somebody else next year when he's redrafted, and we're probably going to regret not signing the ace. And then again, we might be correct about this by not signing him, so who knows? But it just was so embarrassing as a Mets fan and being laughed at for the situation. I don't know if you feel the same way I do, but it didn't feel correct. Okay, moving on from that, we go ahead and make a trade that I pretty much really wanted and really worked for and really advocated for, and we end up making a trade for Javier Baez, which is a great trade. And with that, we got Javier Baez, right, who is actually having close to a Cespedes-like season in the second half. But then again, the team is not having a Cespedes season in the second half when Cespedes took him on the run in 2015. We're not having that. We decided that's too good of a thing to do, so let's not have that. Let's just let Javier Baez do his thing. Good trade. We traded PCA, and we hopefully can resign this guy. But I mean, it makes too much sense. But will we resign him? Who knows? But I want to resign this guy. He wants to be here. Let's resign him. But anyway, we got Baez, and it got a little bit of backlash because, hold on, yawn's coming up. That's number 2. Take a sip. Cheers. That was good. Rum and Coke is good. we got Javier Baez, but a lot of people bitching and complaining because we gave up PCA, and I get it, Pete Carroll Armstrong. I know he's probably going to be a starting outfielder, probably going to be a leadoff man for Chicago Cub for years to come. He's probably going to be an average player. He's probably going to be a borderline all-star player. Who knows? We don't know. He's just a prospect, and that's what a prospect is. We traded him for probably a rental, but maybe not a rental because we could re-sign him because he wants to be here. He wants to play with Lindor. He wants to be a second baseman in the future. But then again, we also have Cano on the roster coming up next year, and we also have McNeil on the roster coming up again next year. So what do we do with that? Let's just sign Baez, move McNeil somewhere else. Hopefully there's a DH in the National League. We move Cano to DH. Who knows? All right. Then again, let's go back to the rest of the season. So, what do we do after we make this trade? When we're 4 games up in the National League East, we decide to tank. We decide to suck. There's no DeGrom. There's everybody coming back. Conforto can't hit. And it's just like, what the fuck is this, man? We just New York Mets, but we suck. And why do we have to suck so badly? Why do we have to suck when we have everything at the palm of our hands? Then I dropped the Luis Rojas is my guy video, and pretty much I believe he's a good manager, and I like the way he handles certain things. But I think he's a little bit overwhelmed, and he's a little bit not ready to manage a team right now. Maybe give him 2 more years and he's able to be a good manager. Maybe he needs to go down to the minor leagues and refreshing his skills as an in-game manager, because that's where he kind of lacks at. But it's already too late. He's going to be a free agent manager this year, and he's probably not going to re-sign. We're probably going to go in a different direction, and he's probably going to go to a different team like San Diego, which I dread, and be a good manager because they actually flirted with that idea, because Felipe Alou, his brother, is actually over there as an advisor. So we're probably going to lose Luis, and some people say it's good riddance, but I made the video that I like him as a manager. I feel he does well with the media. I just feels he needs to polish his game calling. But me and him are literally the same age. We're about 41, so that's young as a manager in the major league. So, I don't know. We're probably going to lose out on him. But anyway, we end up tanking. We end up losing our mojo, our first place lead, and we end up going from first place to second place, then to third place, and being 500 team, then being a team that's 10 games below 500 right now. And what we did was we broke a record. We were the first team in Major League history to have a first place lead for over 100 days throughout the season and not even be 500 when the season's over. So that's phenomenal and very Mets-like, and I'm glad that we have that record to ourselves. But anyway, going back to our season, so now we have Javier Baez here, and what he just decides to do with Francisco Lindor and Kevin Pillar, he decides to boo the fans and have the thumbs down. And with that, the fans kind of turned on him. They booed him, and I'm like, this couldn't get more Mets-like. We have Kumar Rocker situation, we have the Javier Baez situation, we have the Jared Porter situation, we have the Mets and Bauer situation, we have the Mets being the Mets, choking. But then it gets even better. If y'all remember, our replacement for Jared Porter is Zach Scott. And none of these guys will be here again next year. We're going in a total different direction. Maybe Billy Bean, maybe Theo Epstein, maybe even the guy Stearns in Milwaukee. He's a Queens guy just like myself. Maybe we go in that direction. But Zach Scott, now he goes to a fundraiser at Steve Cohen's house in Westchester somewhere, and he decides to go home 4 a.m. drunk as a skunk and no longer be in charge of the Mets franchise as a GM. We couldn't have a more Mets-like season if we tried to have a Mets-like season like this. And it seems like here we go again. So can we trust the team next year to give us quality non-Mets-like baseball and give us a winning season and help us regain our sanity back and not want to call 911 to get us off a ledge. Can we do that? Can we have that? All right, we have 6 more days to go, so you never know. We might have more BS and bullshit coming towards our area, but if not, it is what it is. The 2021 will go down as the most Met-like season I ever experienced in my life. I experienced a lot of Met-like. I've experienced 41 years of it. So, with that being said, I'm gonna have my cheesecake, and I'm gonna have my rum chata. Excuse me. I'm already half drunk. Rum chata with my cheesecake, and I'm gonna go. Syndergaard pitched tonight. He pitched 1 inning flawlessly, 2 strikeouts, and the ground out. And we're losing 1-0 right now as I make this video to the Marlins. All right. I'm gonna eat this, enjoy my night, go to bed, and go to work tomorrow in the morning. And hopefully, our New York Mets will do a lot better going in 2022. 22 is my lucky number, so if anything goes my way, 2022 would be a great year for us. I'm your host of the Morning Beer Podcast, Devereaux Davis. Please like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, and let them know that this is the Morning Beer Podcast, and I'm back, and I'm doing videos, and, get the word out there. Peace.
Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely.